Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is IBC 2016, that is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Before starting any discussions about IBC 2016, you should be clearly aware about the difference between insolvency and bankruptcy. You may think that these two terms are synonymous. Of course not. They are different phenomena. So, what is insolvency? Insolvency is a state of economic distress where a person or entity is not able to pay its financial obligations or outstanding dues. On the other hand, bankruptcy is a court order in which a person or entity is declared as insolvent.
Insolvency is the state of affairs that triggers the legal process of bankruptcy. Government of India has passed a new bankruptcy law that aims at making it easier to wind up a failing business and speedy recovery of debts. Before the introduction of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, the legal framework to deal with insolvency and bankruptcy proceeding in India was very scattered and not consolidated. There was different laws for different types of entities in India. For example, for insolvency of individuals was dealt with under Presidency Towns Insolvency Act 1909 and the Provincial Insolvency Act 1920, and for partnership firms, insolvency and bankruptcy process was framed under Indian Partnership Act 1932, and for insolvency of LLP was governed by Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, and for companies there used to exist multiple pieces of legislation. There was Companies Act 1956, which is replaced by Companies Act 2013, which governed the insolvency and winding up of a body corporate. Then Sikh Industrial Companies Act 1985. Then Recovery Act, that is Recovery of Debts Due to Banks or Financial Institution Act 1993. And finally SARFAESI Act, that is Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. These are some of the legislations which is enacted in post-liberalization era to grant special rights to the banks and other secured creditors for recovery of debts. So, before the introduction of IBC, there are various laws relating to insolvency and bankruptcy, but these are inadequate and insufficient in a speedy recovery process. And there is no single statute in our country that deals with insolvency and bankruptcy. By recognizing the necessity of introducing a law which consolidate all laws related to insolvency and bankruptcy of different entities, IBC 2016 came into effect on 1st December 2016. It's also important to note that IBC can bring stability in the Indian financial system by tackling NPA issues, that is non-performing assets issues, which have had a negative effect on the growth of Indian economy. So we can simply say that IBC 2016 is the bankruptcy law of India which seeks to consolidate and amend the existing legal framework relating to reorganization and insolvency resolution of body corporates, partnership firms and individuals in a time-bound manner by creating a single law for insolvency and bankruptcy. In other words, we can say that this IBC code aimed to merge the insolvency related provisions contained under Companies Act 2013, Indian Partnership Act 1932, Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, SARFAESI Act 2002, Sikh Industrial Companies Repeal Act 2003 and the Recovery Act 1993. Let's have a look at the objectives of IBC 2016. First one, to consolidate and amend the laws relating to reorganization and insolvency resolution of corporate persons, partnership firms and individuals in a time-bound manner. Second, to simplify the insolvency and bankruptcy proceedings in India. And thirdly, to protect the interest of creditors, including shareholders in a company. Fourth one, maximization of value of assets of the firm. and promoting entrepreneurship, and finally availability of credit and balance the interest of all stakeholders. So in this video I'm concluding that is the one of the important objective of the code is to bring the insolvency law in India under a single unified umbrella with an object of speeding up of the insolvency process. In the next video, let me make an attempt to bring the structure and applicability of IBC and the key features of IBC. So thank you for watching the video.